Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com. Honestly, I don't really want to make videos talking about Corona. Of course, I mean the virus, not the beer. Because it's like, I know, it's all anybody's talking about at the moment, and it's becoming boring, to be sure. However, I do think there is an important lesson that we can all learn for speaking a language better from the current situation that many of us find ourselves in. So right now, I am still in New York, right in the center of Manhattan, and it seems to me that the people worrying the most about my safety are not, well, me, but other people. And not people here, but people in far-flung reaches of the world. Because they imagine the worst. Oh my god, Julian is in this huge urban environment, the epicenter of the coronavirus... What? Invasion? It's not an invasion. Pandemic. That was the word I was looking for. And I think they imagine people dying on the streets, people wandering zombie-like, coughing and spluttering on each other, and a situation whereby it's going to be impossible not to catch it and then end up dead somewhere. But honestly, the reality is that, I mean, look at this. New York is absolutely dead right now. There are... basically no people to be found anywhere. Really, New York City right now is no more or less safe than anywhere else. I mean, it's really just all about looking after yourself, washing your hands, you know, staying away from big crowds of people, which, I mean, as you've just seen, there really actually aren't that many of. But the point I'm trying to make here is it's because people aren't here that they imagine the worst. The author, Richard Carson, in his extremely successful book, You Can Be Happy No Matter What, writes that thoughts are just thoughts, and we don't necessarily need to pay attention to them. What tends to happen is exactly what I've just said. People think the worst. They imagine the worst possible scenarios and situations. And those thoughts tend to be fairly unrealistic for the most part. And this is also true of speaking a second language like English. You tend to imagine that you're going to be put into this situation where you have to speak English and everything is just going to go horribly, terribly wrong. People are going to ask you questions that are impossible for you to understand. You're going to reply to those questions with completely inappropriate responses. You're going to say things that are going to upset and anger everyone around you, and you're going to walk out of the whole thing an embarrassed wreck that everybody now hates because you are so bad at English. But it's like, honestly, what is the chances of that actually happening? Slim to none. I mean, it's basically not going to happen. Things are never as extreme as they are in our imaginations. And this is why you really need to let go of those thoughts. Do as Richard Carson says and understand that thoughts are just thoughts and that you don't need to pay attention and act upon each and every one of them. Relax. Get out there into the real world. Do things with your English. Yes, you do need a routine of study and learning and growth in order to keep on improving in English, but you do also need to get out there and actually use the language. And hey, let's face it, what's the point in learning the language if you're not actually going to use it? That is the philosophy, the approach that I take in everything that I do, not least my Master English Fast Accelerator course. If you want information about that, you first can and should check out my free training, the Rocket Launch Method, where I will teach you the 5 key changes you need to make to your English learning routine to see the fastest possible results. Head over to doingenglish.com/free training. Check it out. It's free, as the URL free training would suggest. And I, Julian Northbrook, will see you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the next video. Bye-bye.